Ladies and gentlemen, as your Chancellor, it's my pleasure, on the authority of the Senate and the Council, to formally declare this degree congregation open. And now, please, will you be seated?
Lord Lieutenant, High Sheriff of Leicestershire, Chairman of Leicestershire County Council, parents, friends and graduands, it is a great pleasure to welcome you to this degree congregation. It is a celebration for all those who graduate today. We celebrate your many achievements that culminate in the award of a degree from a major international research and teaching-led university. The degree congregation is a celebration principally for postgraduates who constitute almost 50% of the university's population, a feature that makes Leicester unique among UK universities, as we have a high proportion of postgraduate students who study with us on a part-time basis, both on campus and by distance learning. We do not just talk about lifelong learning, we do it. Today is your day. It is very special for yourselves and your families, and we hope that you will continue to follow the fortunes of your university that has developed a very distinguished record. We have 23,000 students, we employ 4,000 staff, and last academic year we had a turnover of £281 million. In this sense, we are a very large business operating in an increasingly commercial way, but higher education remains at the very heart of everything we do. Leicester has a strong reputation for being a research-led institution, but we also consider teaching to be of equal importance. For us, having students taught by leading researchers is the key to inspirational development. Despite challenging times, Leicester continues to be highly successful and has been placed 13th in the Guardian League table, and the Times puts us in 14th position. Now, I take all this very seriously, and I've checked it out very carefully, and I can definitely say to you today that I recommend The Guardian as the most reliable guide to higher education in the UK. We're also in the top 2% of universities in the world, and last year we received awards for the Outstanding Marketing and Communication Team, the Outstanding Fundraising Team, and the Outstanding Research Project of the Year in the Times Higher Awards competition, which means that we have received an award every year since 2007. Quite some achievement in my view, and I congratulate my colleagues on their success. We have also won this year a Queen's Anniversary Prize for Higher and Further Education. Only 20 of these prestigious biennial awards are given, and they are part of the UK's National Honours System, and are the highest form of national recognition open to any UK university. A prize winner must be able to demonstrate outstanding work at world-class level in order to receive an award. This is the third time in 2 decades that the University of Leicester has won the Queen's Anniversary Prize. Previous awards were for work in the Department of Physics and Astronomy and for work in the Department of Genetics. This year, the award has been given, and I quote from the citation, has been given for interconnected research and expertise in history, heritage and archaeology, highlighted by the discovery of Richard III. We are, of course, delighted that the University of Leicester team that discovered Richard III in a car park in the city centre have been honoured for their long record of exceptional research, commercial archaeology and public engagement. None of this highly significant work would have been possible without the university and the way in which its staff inspire students to undertake research in areas they find fascinating and then go on to impart their knowledge and enthusiasm to students as part of their teaching. It is something that continues throughout the university. It's very interesting that some of the senior members of the team started out life as undergraduates in this university. Now, universities make many contributions to the communities in which they are located. They contribute to economic development, to sport, culture and the arts. This year, the university will be celebrating the 13th anniversary of its annual sculpture show in our Botanic Gardens, exhibiting work from many nationally and internationally acclaimed sculptors. We do, however, live in challenging times, and university funding is being cut dramatically alongside other public services, and as a consequence, research councils and other bodies have fewer resources to distribute. But we need to continue to invest as a university, to invest in our infrastructure, to develop new buildings, continue to hold high-quality events on our campus. We need to continue to attract rising academic stars who join the academic team, and we need to maintain our estate in ways that attract the very best students who are quite rightly becoming more focused on customer service and value for money. Your relationship with the university does not end here. In many ways, this is just the beginning. We want you to be proud of your achievements at Leicester and to continue your connection with the university. This means telling us how you're getting on, letting us help you whenever we can, and we also hope that you will support us through the many activities of the Alumni Office, whose members are present here today and can provide you with details about keeping in touch. Finally, I would like to congratulate all of you on the degrees you have obtained. Have an enjoyable day, and on behalf of the whole university, I wish you every success in your future lives and careers.
Will all graduands please stand?
By the authority of the Senate, I admit candidates both present and absent to the several degrees for which they are presented. Now, will you please be seated until you're called to come up on the stage?
Mr. Chancellor, as head of the College of Science and Engineering, I present the following candidates for their degrees. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Mariam Ahmadi Shaparabadi. Sharifa Al-Jabri. Mana Ali. Alistair Barrow. Anne Beresford. Umar Mohammed Bibi. Robert Entwistle. Jennifer Hartley. William Hewson. Odubunmi Ibrahim. Sinan Kandemi. Julian Lang. Catherine Laurie. Sheila McCann. Mikhailo Melnikov. Edward Morrison. Khadija Sharaf. Paul Towers. Matthew Waldron. For the degree of Master of Research in Geography, Amita Bakhtar. For the degree of Master of Science in Actuarial Science, Silas Adiko. Mayon Alala Sundaram. Alessi Chipatra.
That's a nice cheer for you.
Nalamuni De Silva. Hitesh Gohel. Ganesh Ranganathan. Emmanuel Kuranianos.
We've got the right one.
Neha Kurani. Ni Lee. Dubarun Majumdar. Jayan Mistry. Edward Osere. Sumit Shrestha. Yuli Tan. Winner of the Actuarial Science Best Student Performance Prize, Roshni Tana.
Wow. Best student, oh, you can't beat that, can you?
Shimrin Verk.
Nice cheer for you.
Winner of the Actuarial Science Best Project Prize, Vasa Viash.
Well done. Prize winner.
Kangui Wang. Mingyu Jiang. For the degree of Master of Science in Advanced Computational Methods, Mohammed Jailani Haji Abdul Rahman. For the degree of Master of Science in Advanced Computer Science, Gino Abdallah.
Congratulations to you.
Abdullah Al-Hajiali. Farah Inam.
Very well done.
Muhua Huang. Kristala Ayuanu.
Well done, what a nice cheer.
Jian Jin. Winner of the Alstom Software Project Prize, Matthew Peck.
Well done, Matthew. Prize winner as well. Good stuff.
Ganesh Ranganathan. Kuoshen Zhu. For the degree of Master of Science in Advanced Control and Dynamics, Xiyin Yang. For the degree of Master of Science in Advanced Electrical and Electronic Engineering, Amin Al-Qawashi. Tashfin Zahid. For the degree of Master of Science in Advanced Engineering, Timothy Devonport. For the degree of Master of Science in Advanced Mechanical Engineering, Amirul Ahmad. Abdul Rahman Al-Harbi. Natalie Clifford.
Well done, Natalie. Congratulations.
Sathyana Rayanan, Kathirvel Selvaraj. Ranjit Mahendran. Winner of the Dunlop Polymer Engineering Division Engineering Prize and the MSc in Advanced Mechanical Engineering Best Student Prize, Muhiez Mohammed. Hai Yang. Lixin Zhang. For the degree of Master of Science in Advanced Software Engineering, Medja Ibrahim.
Congratulations to you.
Xu Yuan Ma.
Well done.
Warawit Fipatana Paidi. For the degree of Master of Science in Agile Software Engineering Techniques, Li Yin Chuan. For the degree of Master of Science in Cancer Chemistry, Amira Al-Jabiri.
Congratulations to you. Very well done.
For the degree of Master of Science in Chemical Research, Biological Chemistry, Shi Chen.
Congratulations to you.
Chetan Jethwa. Iyana Reni.
Well done indeed.
For the degree of Master of Science in Chemical Research, Green Chemistry, Matthew Barnes.
Congratulations to you.
For the degree of Master of Science in Chemical Research, Green Chemistry with Industry, Mahsabin Patel.
Well done. What a lot of things that was.
For the degree of Master of Science in Chemistry by Individually Supervised Study, John Garrett.
Well done, John.
Philip Jefford.
Well done, Philip.
For the degree of Master of Science in Embedded Systems and Control, Prasajaya Botaku.
Well done indeed.
Nahdana Krishnamurti.
Congratulations to you.
Cheng Li.
Well done, Philip. Well done.
Shijian Meng.
Congratulations to you.
Louis Purvis.
Well done, Louis. Good stuff.
For the degree of Master of Science in Environmental Informatics, Olivia Palm.
Well done, Olivia. What a nice tour that is, isn't it?
For the degree of Master of Science in Financial Mathematics and Computation, Oluwata Bilaba Adesanya.
Well done, Olivia.
Noyana Ahmad Fuad.
Well done,
Ming Chao.
well done. Congratulations.
Hang Fu.
Well done,
Yi Guo. Wen Hao.
very well done indeed. Very well done.
Yuming Yang. Winner of the Financial Mathematics and Computation Best Project Prize, Yuexin Lin.
Congratulations. Good prize winner. Well done.
Winner of the Financial Mathematics and Computation Best Student Performance Prize, Song Liu. Zhenhuan Ren. Jing Xu. Peng Sun. Jianhua Wang. Seiyu Xiong. Si Han Shu.
Nice happy smile.
Yilun Xiang.
Congratulations to you.
Si Quan Jiang.
Congratulations to you.
For the degree of Master of Science in Geographical Information Systems, Kate Bailey.
Well done, Kate. Congratulations.
Amy Burden.
Well done, Amy.
Winner of the RICS Prize, Ian Els.
Congratulations, Ian.
Benjamin Ganser.
Well done, Benjamin. Nice route there, wasn't it?
Jonathan Holt.
Well done, Jonathan. Congratulations.
Adam Jackson.
Good stuff, Adam.
Lucy Yee. Omolewa Longa. Achilles Lukusa. Charles Musumbu. Leisan Othman. Winner of the ESRA UK GIS Prize, Christina Sparks.
Prize winner. Well done.
Daniel Watson.
Well done, Daniel.
For the degree of Master of Science in Geographical Information Systems and Human Geography, Matthew Blackwell.
Well done, Matthew.
For the degree of Master of Science in Global Environmental Change and winner of the Department of Geography Best Master Student Prize, Emma Evans.
Well done. Prize winner. Best student. Very good.
Istiwan Gafour.
Congratulations to you.
Anna Pachel Pasagaza.
Well done, Anna. Congratulations to you.
Sikun Jiang. For the degree of Master of Science in Information and Communications Engineering, Mandeep Dillon.
Very well done. Congratulations to you. Yes.
Fang He.
Well done indeed.
Xingjian Sun.
Congratulations to you.
For the degree of Master of Science in Software Engineering for Financial Services, Yang Huang.
Congratulations to you.
Boei Li.
Well done indeed.
Marina Nikolaidou.
Congratulations to you.
Krishika Shetty.
Well done indeed.
Nicholas Theothanis.
Nice little route there. Very good.
Huiyi Yao.
Congratulations.
Xiao Zhang. Winner of the Dion Global Prize, Misbahu Subayev. For the degree of Master of Science in Sustainable Management of Natural Resources, Kamal Asghaf.
Congratulations to you.
Rebecca Chappell.
Well done, Rebecca. Congratulations to you.
William Ng.
Congratulations. Well done. Yeah.
Kieran Truswell.
Well done, Kieran.
Anna Waite. For the degree of Master of Science in Web Applications and Services, Shui Gao. Maria Iacovu. Joseph Yosef. Fahana Nazni. Winner of the Alstom Software Project Prize, Oyvind Odegaard. Aito Reja. Kavya Rashamani. Antonis Tavaloudis.
Very well done. Nice few groups there, weren't they?
For the postgraduate diploma in actuarial science, Patrick Asiedu.
Well done, Patrick.
Hoi Jin. Sopita Seatan.
Very well done indeed.
For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering Mechanical, Alistair Elliott.
Well done, Alistair.
For the degree of Master of Science in Advanced Software Engineering, Andrea Giuliano. For the degree of Master of Science in Financial Mathematics and Computation, Fan Shen.
Roger Bettles was until recently chair of the council of this university and a pro-chancellor. Now, the language of universities is slightly arcane, so an explanation of these terms and offices may be in order. The ceremonial head of the university is the chancellor, who wears the most splendid of the gowns on the stage. And as pro-chancellor, Roger stood in for the chancellor should need arise. The chief executive of the university, however, is the vice-chancellor. The vice-chancellor is not answerable to the chancellor, but rather to the council. And in practice, this means that the chairman of council is the boss's boss, the equivalent in industry of the chairman of the board. That analogy has one important limitation in that the chairman of council is not paid, but rather gives his time and expertise voluntarily. Roger Bettles served on our university council for 15 years, for the last 6 of which he was chair. Throughout these years, he has been unfailingly supportive of the Vice-Chancellor and of this university. Now, this is for Roger, his local university. He's a Leicester lad and attended Wiggiston Grammar School for Boys, now Wiggiston and Queen Elizabeth I College, which occupies a site immediately adjacent to our campus. There he gained his colours for rugby, a sport to which he remains committed. He then went on to read dentistry at Birmingham, where, as he graduated, he was proclaimed Student of the Year and winner of an important prize in orthodontics. He entered the profession and for many years told the people of Leicester to open wide and assured them that what he was about to do wouldn't hurt. He became interested in dental public health and after studying his specialism at postgraduate level, became one of the country's first consultants in dental public health. Simultaneously, Roger rose through the ranks of the British Dental Association, including a spell as chair of the Finance Committee and in 1995-96 serving as national president of the association. By this time, he had also become chief executive of the FOSS Health NHS Trust, and so was able to look learnedly into the mouth of the entire health service in Leicestershire. What Roger saw with his diagnostic eye was a system in need of enhancement. He led the process of establishing the trust and then decentralized the management of community health services, created practice-based information systems, and organized a whole range of community health services managed and organized in localities defined around groups of medical practices. His greatest concern was for the enhancement of quality in the health service, and here his initiatives were legion. They include new hospital buildings at Loughborough and Oakham and major extensions elsewhere, timed appointments for community nursing services, a hospital-at-home service, terminal and palliative care facilities in community hospitals, the development of health centres, an expanded range of outpatient services in small community hospitals throughout the county, a pilot project for guaranteed respite care, a community hospital accreditation program, a primary care development program including a GP forum, and home feeding services for seriously ill patients, enabling more people to receive care at home, where patients usually fare better than in hospital and the service costs much less. Now, some of these manifold activities brought Roger into contact with the university, where his talents and energy and relentless pursuit of quality were soon noticed. In 1998, we recruited him to the council of the university, which in effect gave him a dentist's stool and a light that enabled him to peer into our gaping maw with a view to ascertaining whether intervention was needed. As he was settling into this new role, the university appointed a new Vice-Chancellor, Professor Robert Burgess, now Sir Robert, who was committed to intervention with a view to raising the national and international standing of the university and to raising its aspirations. Roger unreservedly supported these ambitions and so took the view that the best way to assist this university was to commit himself wholeheartedly to supporting the various initiatives of the Vice-Chancellor. This support has at times become a full-time commitment, and Roger has become a model of selfless public service over a long period. He never claims responsibility for the many successes in which he has played a part, but rather rejoices in those successes. In all of these endeavours, he has been supported by his wife Heather, and together they have attended hundreds of university functions. Many of these activities exceed any reasonable expectations on our part, including the regular attendance of Roger and Heather at inaugural professorial lectures, a practice that has helped Roger to develop his insights into how the university operates at a departmental level. We are pleased that Heather is with us today, as indeed are their 4 children. Now, in September 2013, we opened our new sports centre in Oadby and named it the Roger Bettles Sports Centre. It's a wholly fitting choice, as the facility honours Roger's passions for sport and for health. Now we are to honour another aspect of his contribution to the university, which is the selfless service that he has given to its governance. Mr. Chancellor, on the authority of the Senate and the Council, I present to you Roger Bettles that you may confer upon him the degree of Doctor of Laws.
Lord Lieutenant of Leicestershire and High Sheriff of Rutland, Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, First, may I thank our university orator for his extremely generous declamation. I confess that today a particular long-standing dream has come true for me, namely to be the subject of an oration by Professor Gordon Campbell. I also thank the Senate and Council of the University for awarding me this honorary degree. I am indeed very honoured to receive it, and I can now wear our university tie and my new gown with proper entitlement and great pride. But may I most of all congratulate all of you in the hall who have had to work for your degrees. I've probably watched some 25,000 students walk across this stage, and I've greatly enjoyed the pleasure given to them and to their parents and friends as they have received their degrees, which they've earned by hard work and study. But I'm one up on you all today because I have equal pleasure, but without the study normally required to obtain a degree. Now, it's customary for recipients of honorary degrees to offer pearls of wisdom from their life experience, but I'm not sure that any of you have any need of what I can offer. I've always said that I did not plan my career. My road kept dividing every 3 or 4 years, and all I had to do was to choose left or right, and it was my good fortune that my choices worked out so well. When making the choices, I always tried to decide what looked to be the most fun, and in which way I might be able to achieve the most with those around me. My university career in retirement has been the most satisfying part of my working life, even though my paid professional career was both exciting and enjoyable. What has given the most back to me has been to enjoy being in the middle of so very many clever men and women of our academic staff, and to work with so many people who are really nice people to know, all together doing something so very important for our locality, for our nation, quite often even for the whole world. It even led me to become the only university chairman to preside over finding a king in the car park. This university, under the leadership of our Vice-Chancellor, Sir Bob Burgess, has become a superb place for men and women to come to teach, to study, and to research. And the many people who support this work in the laboratories, in catering, in gardens, in maintaining our buildings, in administration, and in so many other ways, work so hard as a team that I have great confidence that we shall go forward to even greater heights. This year, the nation is remembering the centenary of the start of the 1914-18, the Great War. This university was founded as a memorial to the thousands of people, mainly young men in those days, who lost their lives in the Great War, and hence the university motto, ut vitam habeat, means that they may have life. Our founding fathers had all of you in mind as the they that they wished to have better lives, and we all owe it to them to make sure we give the utmost in living our lives to the full and playing a part in our communities, thus continuing the greatest memorial that can be imagined. I wish every one of you Godspeed in this endeavour and in your careers. Thank you very much.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, as Head of the College of Medicine, Biological Sciences and Psychology, I present the following candidates for their degrees. For the degree of Doctor of Medicine, Hafid Narayan.
Congratulations.
Benjamin Wrigley.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Salwa Abdallah.
Congratulations.
Asha Akram.
Congratulations.
Abbas Alamir.
Congratulations.
Shaima Al-Mutairi.
Congratulations.
Zayad Al-Sayed.
Congratulations.
Katerina Bambang.
Congratulations.
Catherine Beaumont.
Congratulations.
Andrew Bell.
Congratulations.
Fadil Bidmos.
Congratulations.
Lisa Bloomer.
Congratulations.
Alexander Bai.
Congratulations.
Kate Dudek.
Congratulations.
Saima Azan.
Congratulations.
Sarah Glenn.
Congratulations.
Andre Gomez.
Congratulations.
Amir Mansour Hakimi.
Congratulations.
Mark Halliday.
Congratulations.
Tahani Huria.
Congratulations.
Emma Kelsall.
Congratulations.
Kate Lager.
Congratulations.
Jessica Lorraine.
Congratulations.
Kevin Lord.
Congratulations.
Kudsia Malik.
Congratulations. Well done.
Giovanna Nicolau.
Congratulations.
Artie Palmer.
Congratulations.
Nazia Said.
Congratulations.
Rupert Satchel.
Congratulations.
Jacqueline Sabir.
Congratulations.
Thomas Tago.
Congratulations.
By Tarekin.
Congratulations.
Anantha Talabati.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Raphael Trush.
Congratulations.
Jenny Watts.
Congratulations. Thank you.
For the degree of Doctor of Clinical Psychology, Rachel Bard.
Congratulations.
Peter Beardsworth.
Congratulations.
Jessica Close.
Congratulations.
Gemma Cox.
Congratulations.
Catherine Gwynn.
Congratulations.
Jessica Holmes.
Congratulations.
Sarah Johnston.
Congratulations.
Zahira Kapazi.
Congratulations. Well done.
Katie Knott.
Congratulations.
Claire Leonard.
Congratulations.
Sarah Lockley.
Congratulations.
Helen Matthews.
Congratulations.
Laura O'Halloran.
Congratulations.
Lindsay Rogers.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Research, Manish Asiani.
Congratulations.
Rui Wing Wong.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Science in Applied Forensic Psychology, Michelle Michael.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Science in Bioinformatics, Thomas Lawson.
Congratulations.
Anne Leslie.
Congratulations.
Jamie Soule.
Congratulations.
Sayede Zaka.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Science in Cancer Cell and Molecular Biology, and winner of the Sir Sidney King Cancer Research Fund Prize, Maria Lopez.
Congratulations. Well done on your prizes.
Honmile Adewole.
Congratulations.
Simon Brook.
Congratulations.
Rahab Bocado.
Congratulations.
Shen Chen.
Congratulations.
Winner of the Sir Sidney King Cancer Research Fund Prize, Simon Davis.
Congratulations. Well done on your prize.
Elvira Diamantopoulou.
Congratulations.
Winner of the Sir Sidney King Cancer Research Fund Prize, Luke Evans.
Congratulations. Well done on your prize.
Tom Jordan.
Congratulations.
Bindi Josie.
Congratulations.
Carolyn Kreuzer.
Congratulations.
Prakash Kulkarni.
Congratulations.
Chifeng Ling.
Congratulations.
Tom Maruvatsanger.
Congratulations.
Laura McVie.
Congratulations.
Rachel Minka.
Congratulations.
Avril Newman.
Congratulations.
Angela Okola.
Congratulations.
Michael Ranner.
Congratulations.
Josephina Sampson.
Congratulations.
Ian Smallfit.
Congratulations.
Amol Tandon.
Congratulations.
Fan Vu.
Congratulations.
Xin Shao.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Science in Chronic Disease and Inflammation, Junaid Abdul Karim.
Congratulations.
Winner of the MSc Chronic Disease and Inflammation Departmental Prize, Tariq Daud.
Congratulations. Well done on your prize.
Kailash Lal Bihari.
Congratulations.
Panagiota Mamareli.
Congratulations.
Maureen Morangu.
Congratulations.
Nicole Sims.
Congratulations.
Panayota Stiliano.
Congratulations.
Kevin Vardonodonko.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Science in Clinical Sciences, Mark Lillyman.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Science in Diabetes, Sumaya Abdulaziz. Leen Al-Kateb.
Congratulations.
Anam Butt.
Congratulations.
Asma El-Yusfi. Rafida Gavif. Lindy Gilbert. Dania Ibrahim.
Congratulations.
Vaishali Kasami.
Congratulations.
Vanessa Nagalingam.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Science in Forensic Psychology, Megan Armson.
Congratulations.
Winner of the Clive Hollin Prize and the Wiley Prize, Melissa Koloff.
Congratulations. You're well done on your prizes. Thank you.
Natalie Hughes. Elizabeth Magna. Laura Lilliship. Danielle Morman. Andrea Palin. Laura Palmer. Lucy Pierce. Amy Walsh. Abby White. Katrina Wood. For the degree of Master of Science in Infection and Immunity, Saeed Al-Asmari. Ahmed Ali Dawa. Janis Koukidis. Donna Redia. Nwakamefuru Uzum. Liam Whiteley. Shangun Zi. For the degree of Master of Science in Medical Statistics, Kishan Bakwania. Winner of the Diane Jackson Memorial Prize, Rebecca Butcher. Rebecca Case. Kirsten Chamberlain. Gemma Clayton. Winner of the Royal Statistical Society Prize, Aniran Ellis. Andri Iona. Amanda Kirkham. Eleni Lozidu. Laurie Marriott. Kirsten Pillar. Jessica Potts. Anna Quatillo. Chin Shapland. Enti Sparta. Konstantinos Triposkiadis. For the degree of Master of Science in Molecular Genetics, Tuba Aksu. Khalud Al-Hamoudi. Stephanie Baldwin. Winner of the GE Healthcare Prize, Duccio Conti. Wafa Ibderi. Esma Kawasland. Jason Colincheri. Masvita Mukawakati. Maria Packendorf. Marta da Silva Verdugo. Shilpi Seth. For the degree of Master of Science in Molecular Pathology and Toxicology, Syed Abed. Mardia But. Christos Chotsoglu. Catherine Chodnowska. Fadi Haidi. Anastasios Karoutsos. Sharon Lee. Adel Mohammed. Winner of the Sir Sidney King Cancer Research Fund Prize, Rebecca Patterson. Nathan Pratt. Bisa Tayeb. For the degree of Master of Science in Occupational Psychology, Michaela Borg. Lisa Carter. Paula Dixon. Melanie Fuchs. Melvin Grimwood. Susanna Yokmanova. Jessica Osborne. Owen Powell. Helen Rayner. For the degree of Master of Science in Pain Management, Christine Amakai. Rachel Anderson. Renes Othman. Usha Devi Patel. Seo Teo. Jennifer Wright. For the degree of Master of Science in Psychological Research Methods, Josephine Chan. Tajel Gadia. Sydney Humayun. Christopher McAlinden. Katie Louise Payne. Kerry Rains. Winner of the Michael Joseph Prize for Excellence in Psychological Research Methods, Darshana Shah. Sumaya Varachia. Karen Yaboa. For the degree of Master of Arts in Social Work, Hannah Bedford. Philip Bilson. Sophie Bolstridge. Megan Bruce. Zara Caldwell. Mika Clark. Laura Kresge. Anesha Daria. Sean Edwards. Graham Fraser. Hayley Harper. Ananda Hillis. Sandeep Daisy. Kalvinda Kumar. Priska Lakunze. Eve Leicester. Sarah Lodge. Stephanie Masters. Maya Matikole. Dawn Montiel. Jenna Palmer. Alice Petch. Rosemary Reed. Rebecca Reed. Emma Ring. Charlene Stapleton. Amandeep Suna. Heather Taylor. James Tingley. Tiernan Welsh. Anna Wright. For the postgraduate diploma in clinical sciences, drug and alcohol treatment, Lovelace Owuzu Asante. Winsome Powell. For the postgraduate certificate in clinical studies, drug and alcohol treatment, Yvonne Needham. Alison Turner. For the degree of Master of Science in Cancer Cell and Molecular Biology, Yui Jin.
Mr. Chancellor, I present to you this academic colleague who has been nominated for the award of a University Teaching Fellowship. In recognition of her success in creating tools and resources for teaching genetics that offer genuine practical innovations for the enhancement of the student learning experience, Dr. Nicola Suter Giorgini.
Nearly forgot this is a bit. Well done, Mr. Congratulations. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're close to the end of proceedings now. All that remains is for me to say a few words and then to formally declare this congregation closed. And I need to say it really is a pleasure being up here and feeling all the brain power coming from the audience and the degrees, some of which I can barely understand the title of the degree, let alone the content. And it's also been a particular, almost a personal pleasure as far as I'm concerned to see the award being given to my friend Roger Bettles, who, my word, if anyone's richly deserved an honorary degree, it is Roger, who's Gordon Campbell's already given you the details of his career, but what needs to be added, I suppose, is what a genuinely decent, likeable, popular, reliable, I could go on with a few more adjectives if you like, but they're all true, and I think he's a most worthy recipient of this award, and very well done, Roger, is what I would say to you. Yeah. I hoped to be a clap then. I tried to work up to it, you know, it's the way to do it, yeah. Well, this has been a very happy event for students, staff, relatives and friends. I know that those of you who've received your degrees have come here from many different routes, some part-time, combining studies with a job, which is always very hard work, some full-time, some resident here in Leicester, some by distance learning. And many of you, of course, are already established in your chosen professions and then have come on to take a higher degree. I've no doubt that your success, as demonstrated by the degrees you've obtained today, will greatly assist you in the future. Now, I'm always conscious when I'm speaking to people who've obtained postgraduate degrees, often many years after their first degree, not in all cases, of course, but in many cases. And all too often, we know of the particular problems that have to be faced. All too often, there are the competing demands of job and family. There's the difficulty of getting back into the habit of being a student again if you've been away for a good while between the two degrees. So that makes it all the more appropriate to say that your higher degree really is a badge of achievement, endeavour and success. You have a good degree from a first-class university, And it's a university, moreover, which has particular reason to be proud of its record in postgraduate education. More than half our 23,000 students are on postgraduate courses. So do, I'm sure you are, be proud of your degree and of the university where you obtained it. I'm proud of the way that we describe ourselves at this university, elite but not elitist. It's a university which is enriched by recruiting students from around the world and from the widest range of backgrounds. Leicester is Britain's only top 20 university to meet official government inclusivity benchmarks for students from state schools, from lower socio-economic groups, and from parts of our country with historically low levels of university entrance. So I'm proud to re-emphasise really the splendid account that we've already heard from our Vice-Chancellor about the record of this university during 2013. 13 may be unlucky for some, but it's not for Leicester. You've heard about the king in the car park. We've risen in the university rankings, consistently in the top 20 and in the top 2% of universities worldwide. In the joint Sunday Times and Times runner-up as University of the Year, recipient of the Queen's Anniversary Prize for Higher and Further Education, which is to be awarded in a ceremony in London next month. Now, I've had the honour of being your Chancellor for just 12 months, and after the successes of 2013, there's a little bit of me that thinks maybe I should quit while we're winning. As you've heard, our Vice-Chancellor, or well, maybe inferred rather than heard, many of you will know that our Vice-Chancellor, Sir Robert Burgess, is in the last year in office, which enables me to say something which he could not. His 15 years as our Vice-Chancellor have been years of quite remarkable dedication and achievement, and we thank him for his outstanding services to Leicester University. I think that needs to be said. And I also want to say a word of thanks to all of you who have been awarded your degree today, a word of thanks. During my career, I've spent a fair amount of time talking about political systems to people on graduate and postgraduate courses. Many of you might be surprised to know the debt which staff owe to their students, for asking questions that you'd not heard before, for the insights, the enthusiasm, and the challenges that students, undergraduate and postgraduate, provide. As a teacher, you appreciate so much the many students who you know are going to go on and do interesting things in life, and you always feel pride in their achievements. So I say to you on behalf of the staff of this university that as well as congratulating you all, we also say thank you for the contribution that you have made to the development and continuing success of Leicester University. And finally, I just want to say good luck. Some say, of course, that luck is one of life's most important ingredients. I certainly know from my own life in politics that just a few votes one way or the other can be the difference between triumph and disaster. But I do know, as far as you're concerned, that the degree that you've been awarded today will have shifted any odds substantially in your favour for whatever may lie ahead. I hope you'll keep in touch and tell us what you're doing, because, of course, your success, at least in part, is our success as well. Your predecessors over more than half a century now have contributed massively to making Leicester University the fine institution that it is today, and I know you will be adding to that. So to all of you, the simplest of messages: well done, thank you, and in the years ahead, every possible success. And now the final act, which is to formally declare this degree congregation closed.